Hey guys, it's Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with an exciting video. I'm talking about my debut album, which is coming out at the end of the month, and I'm so excited because I've never, well, obviously I said debut, I've never released an album. I've released a lot of EPs and singles, but this is like my first official project that's going on all the streaming platforms, and I'm so excited to for it to finally be yours. So I'm just going to be kind of talking about the album, answering a few little questions about it. First topic slash question is what is my favorite song from the album? So I think I've said a lot that my favorite song is Collateral Damage. I think lyrically and sonically, I just enjoy that song a lot, and I think it's probably one of the most mature songs that I've written because it is the one that I wrote the most recently. So I was older when I wrote it. My favorite lyric from the album. My favorite lyric from the album is Her Heart Will End Her, and that's from the opening track. And I forgot to mention, my second favorite song is Thunder in the Sun, because sonically I just think it's a groovy song. What inspired the album title? So it's called Before It All Vanished, and you might be wondering, before what's it? Like, before what all vanished? And I think that it kind of represents the blissful ignorance of childhood, which the album doesn't have a title track, but the title is referenced in a couple of the songs, and I feel like that idea is more explored of what exactly it is, in especially the song Humanity, which is the fourth track. Which songs are true stories? So, I'm sorry to tell you that some of the songs, some of the juicy ones like Tossing and Turning, that's not a true story because in all honesty, I wrote that song when I was like in 6th grade. So obviously as an 11-year-old, I didn't have any experience of having any committed relationship where somebody slept with another person. Like that didn't happen when I was 11 or anything. It still hasn't happened to me, thank God. But yeah, I wrote that song based on something that I know happens to other people, but that one I can't relate to. But some of the songs like I Don't Care that I wrote more recently, yeah, those really hit home because I I'll probably get into the story like in another video in the future, but I Don't Care, I wrote it about a real situation. Basically somebody who I cared a lot about ghosted me, and it really affected me in a profound way. And then 5'6", the opening track, it's not really a story that song is telling, it's more like kind of just describing. I mean, it's a story still, but like, you'll get what I mean when you listen to it. But I did write that song inspired by the situation that I wrote I Don't Care about, because I was like, I need to write a song about myself, like empowering myself, but also just talking about how sometimes I can be a little too much of a people pleaser, and that can get me into these situations. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that I was trying to make a concept album. I don't know if it really, I think it's kind of a concept album and then kind of not, because it's like not all the songs are about like one thing, but they do all kind of center around this idea that I said the title is about, like the loss of that blissful ignorance from childhood, because as you grow older you experience things, and the different songs are about different experiences that people, especially adolescents, will experience as they grow up. And I was just curious, like, how many times did I put callbacks in my songs? Like, how many parallels were there? I counted around 15. I would be impressed if anybody could, like, list them all once you hear all the songs. But yeah, I think there are about, like, 15 callbacks, like, lyric callbacks in the album. Who or what inspired the album? So, what inspired the album? Honestly, it was just the fact that I was finally able to put my music on Spotify. I'm like, yes, that's one of the things that's been holding me back. Like, I really want to make an album, but I'm like, if I'm doing something as big as a debut album, I have to be able to put it on streaming platforms. And I wasn't able to do that previously, but now that I am, I'm like, nothing's holding me back. And also, I'm about to go into college and I'm about to be busier, so I'm like, I don't know how it's going to look with producing music, but I really want to put out this project because I've written so many songs over the years, and I'm like, there's so many that I want to put out. But I was finding that a lot of them had a common theme, so I'm like, let's put it all together in an album. And who inspired the album? So, different sounds in the album were inspired by Gracie Abrams, who is a lot of people know that she's my favorite artist, or one of my favorite artists. And sonically, it was inspired by Lizzie McAlpine and Lexi Jade, who are also two of my favorite artists, because I used to just love like straight up pop, and then over the years my taste kind of more evolved into like alternative pop, and both of those artists have that kind of alternative indie sound to their music, so that's kind of the direction that I wanted to go with my album. And then also Gracie and Lizzie, something that I've noticed is that while a lot of pop artists kind of take the stance of the victim, like they're like, you did this to me, you hurt me, you're such a bad person in their songs. I've noticed that in Gracie Abrams and Lizzie McAlpine's songs, a lot of times then they take accountability and responsibility for what went wrong in their relationship, and I really liked that. So especially a song like Collateral Damage, which has already been released, you can listen to it on Spotify, but that song, it's not really blaming one person. It's talking about how two people were just both not necessarily in the best headspace to support each other, but they still wanted to because they love each other. And the last question I'm going to be answering is which song I wrote first. So, the first song that I wrote for the album was I Don't Care, but the first song that I wrote in general was actually Thunder in the Sun, because I wrote that way back when I was in 4th grade. But I'll answer any more questions that you guys have, and just stay tuned for the album. I'm so excited. I love you guys, and I'm out.